Well, I think you probably know which ones are good and which ones are bad. I have a feeling you can tell that for yourself. Look, it may be the case, realistically speaking. Look, I go to the gym. I love going to the gym. Now, I can't go to the gym and say, turn off the video, the music and the film clips. I can't do it. I suppose you can, but they won't do it for me. I mean, I'd like to say, put on classic rock. I don't want to hear the new stuff. But no, in all seriousness, look, realistically, it probably is the case that you can't entirely switch it off. But you can make sure that you don't willingly expose yourself to it more than you have to. But you raise a very good point. Can you completely and utterly shut yourself out from the wider culture? Well, you can. You can do what the people in the 3rd century did and build a cave in Egypt and just live in it. But I don't think any of us here are going to do that. Yeah. Make sure it has Wi-Fi. Yeah, you know something? You want to stop listening to those parts that you know are corrupting. So I wouldn't advise you to completely stop watching everything modern and listening to everything modern, but you do want to actually be very intentional about avoiding media and imagery and words that, quite frankly, are designed to stay in your mind, to stay sort of in your imagination, sort of plant seeds that are very, very difficult for you to stop from sort of growing into, frankly, sort of weeds. So I wouldn't say that you should stop listening to everything, but I think you probably know the things that are better and the things that are worse. And the challenge is for you to actually rise to the responsibility of sort of resisting the temptation to really fill your mind with images and lyrics and things that you know are not that which is pure, that which is good, that which is excellent. And to your point about references and things, yes, you're absolutely right about that. But I have a feeling that you'll be able to watch enough to be able to sort of get enough references. And look, you know something, maybe part of the cost of Christians for a while is, in a sense, feeling like a little bit of an outsider. You know, and it's not a nice thing to think, but I think that's going to be part of the cost. Now, not feeling like a complete sort of alien, although in actual fact, that kind of language is used in the New Testament, that we're sort of aliens in this land and that sort of thing. But yeah, part of the cost probably will be that, quite frankly, they're just going to be shows that everyone else is watching, and you're just not going to watch them, and they're going to talk about it. You're not going to be in on it. That's just going to be the way it is. I mean, you know, there was a show on that about 5 years ago, Game of Thrones. Most of you would have heard of it. I never watched one episode. I just thought, you know, something. Yeah, it's got a lot of action. It's got sounds like it's got some cool stuff, but you know, it sounds like it's just pretty bad. And I just don't need that. But what that meant was that every time people were talking about that show, I had no idea what they were talking about. And that's just life. That's life. I mean, the fact is that, if you're a serious follower of Jesus, you're going to feel like a little bit of an outsider. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Yep.
You pretty much described my entire life. Yeah. Anybody talking about it, I never watched it.
Well, do you know who else is just like that? Have you ever heard of a guy named Mark Niles? No. Okay, Mark Niles is this giant of a man. Well, hey, let me tell you, here's something you can watch. Mark Niles' Truth of It. You're allowed. I think you're probably allowed to watch that. Yeah.